What a job it was from them. Complexity also here. You can see at the top of your screen, Team Liquid surviving too. Cloud9 now, I mean, the bubble's going to go down because all of the artillery that everybody else is focusing on to C9. I think everyone else realizes that C9 are maybe the biggest threat in the lobby with the position they have.
Yeah, they can look down above everyone, they can play the angles and maybe head glitch, but with the grenades flying at them here, Cloud9 are going to really struggle to stay alive. This is where you have to perfectly play all of these rocks. A great damage being emitted by Cloud9 right now, just to try and keep other teams at bay.
Yeah, Albrelli had no choice but to hold right click there and left click, excuse me, and just get as much damage as he could. No natural cover for C9 to play, and they have been focused, like we mentioned. And while that's going down, look at Complexity. Monsoon's decided to swing wide, and oh my word, look at Albrelli. C9 looked down and out, but Albrelli has held his ground. He played the knockdown, and now he's just trying to survive the onslaught. He'll be taken down as Liquid move in to clean up C9.
Liquid versus Complexity, it's a 3 versus 2. Complexity have everything in their hands right now, just need to make sure they hit their shots, which they will, and Complexity take game 1. A fantastic effort from Cloud9, Team Liquid also getting there to second place, but it's Complexity, kings of the castle once more.
OXG may be playing a little bit more careful, and Fury, Scissors, and iPhony just on the side of W saying, we're content to not have to worry about this. Seems like OXG and Sentinels are going to fight each other. And all of a sudden, Lou's thinking, should we get out of here? And they certainly do. The Ashhole phase breach. Breach this, throws down the defensive bombardment. They're going to have to walk through as well. The cells popping just in time. Sentinels playing that very edge. And it does look like OXG are now going to have to turn with the bubble alive onto W. But W's looking at everyone. Will this be the high ground that wins it all? That's going to be a Sentinels bleed. W can push in to finish off the last members of the team. It is OXG, Protectful. He's grudging out, but it's going to be a W focus that is going to be so hard to stop. The hip fire, the crouch. Tom, I don't think we can see it happening any other way. It's W taking the W today in game number 2.
Knight's also still alive, another team that's performed very well across the last weekend, so I'm expecting this to be a very exciting ending. And actually, Cloud9 are going to go for a play here. They're going to use the skyward dive to try and just go up, avoid everyone, and land above someone. And this is going to either end very badly, or it's going to be something very pretty to watch.
Well, this is the good thing here for C9, the fact that they can work out where everybody else is landing, and they can take their time. If they win this fight, it might be huge, but no, the bubble will not go down for C9. It was about 0.1 of a second from hitting the floor, but unfortunately, it wasn't there, and it isn't going to give them the cover they need, and now they're going to be forced off of high ground, and what looked like a good play from C9, unfortunately, will be shut down. Complexity getting involved with that fight as well. Complexity on that low ground. Sentinels now on this high ground as well. They're going to be forced into the bubble. There's one PK shot. There's 2 kills coming in from Lou. Sentinels just crushed the competition, and now Lou is going crazy with the PK, but here comes Complexity. Crust left on his own, but he'll just be swamped by Cole.
Complexity and Knights have just managed to absolute collapse, and actually I'm not sure who the third remaining team is, but Knights have managed to stay alive, and Knights will shut down the remaining rat who tries to ruin their day. Knights carry on their form from the previous weekend, and they managed to get the W.
We have CLX landing after the skyward dive, Tom. They're trying to find themselves a nice spot, and they found a little corner of heaven. Will it be heaven or will it be hell? It looks like that's still to be determined.
I like this play, immediate bubble coming down. They may have to just take the enemy bubble when it's all coming down. And I don't know if Zach Mazer's tossing some batteries out to his teammates, or he's just trying to bait him to come in and say, hey guys, want a battery? But there it is, the push coming through onto C9. It looks like they're being hit from both sides.
Man, this is perfect for TSM. They should put themselves in a decent top 3, top 2 position if they just hit their shots. And they certainly are doing that. Liquid, though, is still alive. Excuse me, Cloud9. And that is Albrelli finding a couple of kills. Luxford takes down Albrelli, and so it's TSM. They are in that top 3. They've found themselves against W, and it is going to be a push. I'm not even sure W has all 3. No, yes, they do. We know how well they have performed. Hal on the rotation, but he doesn't realize he's getting flanked too. Will the high ground be enough? Hal getting shot from above. Oh, no, it's W. Fury, Scissors, they have found a way. Phony, ain't no phony here. They're going to push reps. Will this be it? W takes it over TSM. What a play from W, their second dub of the day.
The final zone of game number 5. Lost Pathfinder playing the backside. DLT up on that top as well. And Charlotte Phoenix just trying to wait for the opportunity, maybe for a few shots to come in, waiting for the knocks to come in as well before they decide to swoop down off of the top rope. Pathfinder just trying to walk up once more. The defensive bombardment is going to be doing a huge amount of damage here for Pathfinder. Are they able to force the team off height though? They're just trying to wait. They're trying to be the last to engage. CLX are taking this time though to pop those meds. And that means that they're going to be able to fight in a straight 3v3 maybe here.
Yeah, it's still Charlotte Phoenix are on top, but eventually they're going to be forced off. But it looks like it should be in a position where both teams have to fight before they arrive into the battle here.
Waiting for that opportunity to fight. The bubble has gone down. Charlotte Phoenix now just trying to bide their time till the last second. The bubble goes down from them as well. Still no knocks as everyone is just staring at each other. Charlotte Phoenix haven't had the chance to heal. Finally, the power starts to break down now. One buff will go down. Greece is left at about 10 HP. They will be eliminated. And Pathfinder continue their storm towards victory. They will be the champions of game number 5. And that was a monster game coming in from them.
Now Sentinels starting to push in, looking for some armor swaps of their own. Little do they know, this team has already reset fairly quickly.
Oh, maybe not enough for Sentinels. There's a flank on the right side, but the alternator! Oh, Sinox! And he has a big one from the Mastiff. That's going to do it. You know they can't come back from that. Lou is popping in and out. The beautiful tag team between the players, getting the health pools maximized. It's just Voltic inside. He might be able to hold. It is a Caustic after all. You know how well Caustic can hold buildings, but there's not enough of a bunker to last the onslaught, the bombardment that is Sentinels. What a play. 4 squads remaining. And it doesn't look like Sentinels want to let anybody out of their cages. Timeout for the rest of the lobby. It is Sentinels daddying this up. They understood the assignment. 3 reds as well. And it's TSM fighting. Will Sentinels be able to climb up after all of this and clean up the rest of this lobby?
And 3 bubbles are down in front of them right there. You can see they still have their bubble as well. Hal, last guy alive, he's going to be taken out. Sentinels, how do you beat this team when they look so good? I would start by taking out Lou, the Gibby player. That's a good start. Fun does not have his bubble. They're using the knockdown shield as cover. You can see they did. Now it's a 2-on-2 situation. Senox continuing to heal, using this rock. Oh, look at the shots landing back and forth. Sentinels may do this.
Oh, Sentinels! I think they just might. Or will Liquid clutch? It's a 1v1. Sinox trying to go at it to finish it off, to put a capstone on Sentinels' dominance, and they'll do it. Sentinels are your champion and the best in Apex.
Steal this one away.
Oh,
Team
God.
Era, but here he goes. He gets pushed, and that katana does nothing. It's Team Unlucky now versus CLG, and if CLG want to keep their hopes alive, not to get relegated after today's matches, they need to fight back. They need to fight back now because Salas gets the knock with the Kraber. It's a 3v2, and Oi Senpai knows it. He wants to push forward here. That bubble just a little bit short, so he can't actually push into that doorway quite yet, but CLG are forced out. And there it is, Unlucky, another knock. Vatro with that Kraber to finish it off, and it will be Unlucky taking game 1 of the day.
Good lord, that took a while there at the end, but CLG had put themselves so far into that RV that as soon as we came down to the top 2 squads, you knew there was no getting out. There's no way.
They are just out of resources.
They have to find some way to get to death boxes, but they're not going to make it here. Designful goes down to the Rockets, and it's just Resulta left to get both his teammates back in the game with XSET pushing around the corner. G2 meet their end, and we're down to NRG in one building, SSG jumping over to another, and XSET is a full 3-man.
It's a 3v3v1 at this point, as it looks like the final member of Spacestation Gaming will get cleaned up. XSET versus NRG. It's the final team fight here. Does Clean have himself an EMP for this next fight? We'll see if he can open up a huge 150 damage across all 3 members. There's no way that drone misses an EMP onto all 3 members. We also have the defensive bombardment. So here's a huge wombo combo ready to get set out for them. So NRG have to be careful on how they push out. That bubble timing is going to be so important. We'll see who is more patient. Clean with that EMP. Rocker with that bubble on the other side. Now, as you can see, things getting tense. XSET, they've got that height. They were able to push out first. NRG need to climb up onto them as they try to make that push onto Clarify. That airburst gate comes out. Here's the full 3-man push. NRG are able to get out for free. It's a 1-for-1 exchange now, but Sweet answers back. Gets it down to a 2v1, and NRG do what they do best, which is win here in game number 2.
Oh, the confidence from NRG to take that. They just walk into the building and say, we'll take the 3v3. What are you going to do? And XSET getting that single knock, it gave me a little bit of hope, but I was a fool. I was a fool to believe it, Jay Emerson.
An opportunity for them to hit second place, get the extra 2 points, but also those extra kill points that he picked up on Furia throughout all of that. You can see Ronnie still has the absurdity to be able to just kind of use that passive on that Valkyrie, but G2 are right on top of them. They should be able to catch him and knock him out of the sky like a piñata. And now it's just Tech left in a 1v3. In his last stand, we'll see what he can do. But G2 on the cusp of taking a win today. Now Tech just waiting out his bubble, and we'll see, do we have the bubble fight? It's gonna be G2 to take the win here in game number 3.
Wow, from what was a chaotic mid-game into an almost certain end game, G2 do not falter. 6 teams remain, but almost all of them are in pieces right now. Legacy on this bridge, I've got to imagine that they're one of the favorites to take this game, perhaps moving themselves a little bit further on and trying desperately to avoid relegation and get themselves a playoff spot. They lose one though, and as this ring starts to close, things are going to get dicey.
Now, luckily for them, they should have time. They should have time for another bubble to come up before they make their last push on out. Or SSG ends up pushing out first. Jaguar is going for that port. We'll see as he tries to take height with it, but you still have to worry about every other team behind you for now. I feel like they could have waited a little bit longer on that port. As you can see, that bubble being used by the team to their east now as they push forward. All the action concentrated on top of this trailer, and Legacy MX can take the time, just wait things out. Jaguares, though, gets peeked on. That's going to be 100 Thieves going up, taking one out as the final 5 squads remaining. Furia in shambles as well as 100 Thieves need to take the time to reset for themselves. They've got the bubble down as Legacy MX are picking up so many points here. They're offered the free reset as well as the 4 squads remaining. It should be a 3v1. Who's that last full squad? It's still up now as a defensive bombardment is just going to get eaten by them. As you can see, they survived that for now. Legacy MX with that high ground. The bubble has been used as well, and you can see they're just bleeding out on the ground. The knock shields are there. Shields up, man, as SSG are getting cleaned up.
And that was our last 3-man. Now it is just time for Legacy to continue contesting 100 Thieves. It's a 3-squad game, and as Legacy jump down with a big thermite to buy them time, Jaguares goes into the void, burning people down. Now having the knockdown shields to play, he can do this for his team. Legacy are so close to clutching this one out, but they can't quite do it. And 100 Thieves rip this game away from them.
Ooh, man, that was so close. Legacy MX almost taking the win there, but it will be 100 Thieves. And these are important matches. These are so important. It does seem like Furia are going to be the first ones out to poke out from their cover, unfortunately here. 100 Thieves and Unlucky don't have to commit onto each other. They can just both commit to second place and make sure that they do not go down in third. And really, that's what they should be focusing on. You can see, he sees the missile swarms going out onto that squad. He sees Furia are stuck behind that rock. And so they understand that they just here on height, they can hope that Furia get the knock onto one of the Unlucky members. Turn it onto them, but there it is, the phase breach being used. Vayne spots it out down, and the bubble is forced out. Good move coming out, actually put them out of the focus fire from Unlucky as the defensive bombardment goes down. Great pivot there, but another defensive bombardment will be thrown down on top of them. as Furia don't have a bubble any longer. They're going to try and survive. Tech goes down. Beautiful timing out from 100 Thieves who are looking for this back-to-back now. It's about the opportunity for 100 Thieves to try and turn things on to Unlucky below them. Hakulo goes down and next as well. Furia on their last legs as Tech goes down once more, and it's just up to one final member. Here's the drop down though, imminent, coming out from 100 Thieves as Scurry took some damage. They actually skirt around that, using that lip to finish off and get that last kill point. Now it's the final 3v3. 100 Thieves need these armor resets, and they've got them as Onmu plays Inca for his squad. Not enough damage out quite yet, but they trade 1 for 1, and it's 100 Thieves with a back-to-back win here, trying to get the +12. They have one more game to secure it as we head into game number 6.
A clinical performance from 100 Thieves to be able to execute at that level. And
Going to come down to, are there any cryptos still alive? Are there going to be EMPs? Who has the timing on these defensive bombardments? It doesn't seem like there are any cryptos still alive in this lobby, so that's going to be one less concern. Everyone's still alive.
Something about this, though. Something is just pushing at me that this is a Furia game, and is they're going to be able to third-party this. Era Eternity start off the fight with some nice damage, but 100 Thieves are the ones that end up picking up the kills. A Kraber in their hands, but Era so low with Bowser the last one left alive. Furia haven't been able to push in just yet. Instead, Energy are fighting a war on two fronts as the EMP comes in. Furia have to back away, but NRG are in shambles.
There were 2 cryptos still alive. And NRG, they might be on the last legs here. Their armor swaps have already been spent. As you can see, Nathan and Sweet trying their best to survive. They get cleaned up. That's going to be a combination of Furia and Era to help that one out. Furia now on top of this building here. And it looks like Furia trying to make that last push, might have succeeded, securing a spot in playoffs. They've hit top 5. Here in this game, they are currently in 6th place overall. Now, this is their ticket to make it into the playoffs, or at least secure that spot. Defensive bombardment going down. It's the final 4 squads remaining. As you can see, 100 Thieves forcing out that bubble, but it's Tech left once again by himself as he takes on CLG. He should have a quick armor swap, but now he needs to run out. He gets body blocked, and he does. He secures that kill onto CLG, but now the ring closes in on him as he hits that bat. He will go down. 100 Thieves do it. They didn't have to do much in this game, but they get the 3-peat. They get the win, and they come out on top today in 1st place.
This is the stuff that your champions are made of.